Hello everyone, this is going to be a shorter video. However, it's a topic that I find of the utmost importance to me, and if you're out there watching this video, say you're stuck in a rut, this is the advice that you need to hear. This is unsolicited advice, but if you listen to this, I promise you'll get something out of this. So, when I was extremely depressed a few years ago, I had brought myself to, what I believe the lowest point a human can get. To put two and two together, that's where I was. Now, during this time, I'm going to tell you what my life looked like. And this is not something I'm proud of, and this is the worst version of me that's ever existed. So, every day this is what my day would look like. I would wake up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd lie in bed for hours, feeling sorry for myself, and then before I got out of bed, before I'd even started the day, I'd start off watching porn and choking the chicken. Then, following this, I'd finally get myself out of bed, I would take some edibles, and then I'd walk to the shop, waiting for them to kick in, and I would buy thousands of calories of junk food. Sugary sweets, chocolate, cookies, cakes, anything hyperpalatable, anything that could physically fit in my stomach, I would buy and eat. I'd get home, I'd get to my desk, which at the time was an obstacle, because to get from one side of my bedroom to the other where my desk was, where I could play my games and watch my porn and watch my TV and sit there and wallow and eat, it was an obstacle course. Now, my friends at the time could attest to this. To get from one side of my room to the other, I had to wear shoes, because on the floor there was dirty clothes, there was mountains of food wrappers, and there was literal rotting food on my floor. There was crusty socks everywhere. This was one of the most depraved states I can possibly conceive. Now, why on earth am I telling you all of this? Because I'm telling you that my way out of that was this, and this is the title of the video. The action comes before the feeling. So, I remember now the day that my life kind of changed, or the realization that caused a chain reaction that led me to an upward spiral rather than a downwards one. And this was the discovery that the action comes before the feeling. I discovered this when, one day, when I woke up and instead of, tossing off, I just sat there and I was laid down and I was just laid there. I wasn't doing anything, I was just laid wallowing, feeling awful because of the sugar in my body. And I was laying there and I looked around for probably the first time in months and I was like, this is disgusting. And I was thinking the whole time, why am I so depressed? Why do I feel horrible? Why do I feel like this? But when I look back, it's all my fault. The actions I was taking at the time, if you look back at all of those things I did and they add up, what feeling would I be presented with at the end of it? Depression and misery, because my mind was screaming, telling me that there has to be another way. We have to be able to do something else. So, that day, I decided, in the most cliche way possible, that I would tidy my room. I'd clean it spotless. Now, this took me about 2 days and a total of probably about 9 or 10 hours because, like I said, my room was that disgusting. However, I didn't really feel like doing it, but I said, I'm just going to clean my bedroom, nothing else, I'm just going to make it spotless, then I can go back to doing whatever I want. But on the other side of it, I was thinking, in my now spotless room, by the way, well, I didn't feel like doing that. I felt horrible, I felt miserable, I felt lethargic because of all the sugar, but I did it anyway. I felt miserable, I felt depressed, and I did it anyway. And I felt a little bit better about myself. So, I concluded by the same logic, okay, well, I still feel lazy, I still feel terrible, but what if I felt lazy and terrible, and I went to the gym. So I did, and I did a workout, and I felt a little bit better. And I realised this was a trend. So I'd do something whilst feeling bad, and then do it anyway, and on the other side I would feel better. What a shock. So if you're stuck in a rut and you're watching this video, just know that wherever you've been, I've probably been there, mentally, physically. I'll post a picture on the screen of what I used to look like. I've been there before, and I'm telling you that if you're waiting for the stars to align, if you're waiting for yourself to feel good before you take action, that's never going to work. As terrible as it is, and however Herculean of a task it's going to be, you have to take action first, and only then will the feeling follow. This is the biggest discovery I've ever made in my life, and it's the thing that took me out of my rut, and every time I wind up back in a rut, it's the thing that gets me out. That's why I'm so confident in saying this. So please, if you're out there, if any of this resonates with you, from the dirty bedroom to the crusty socks to the waking up late and junk food, please take this as a sign that the action must come first, and only then will the feeling follow. You're not doing anything wrong by doing what you're doing. However, your feelings are a result of the actions that you're taking. The actions are something you can control, because you can act regardless of the feeling and do what needs to be done. That's all for this video. That's the only thing I wanted to say to you guys. So leave a like, leave a comment. If you want any advice in any life situation, please just ask me. I go live Sundays at 6 PM GMT every single week. I hope to see you guys there. If you're going through anything, let me know, and perhaps we could come and chat about it. Nice to see you all. Take care.